Let's prove this formula by mathematical induction. And in order to do this, we're going to use our same theorem of first principle of finite induction here. And the first step is to do our base case. So here the smallest integer we're interested in is 1. So we're going to let n equals 1 and make sure that this formula holds at least for the value n equals 1. In this example, it's pretty straightforward to make sure that n equals 1 satisfies the equality. So from here, we can move on to the inductive step. For the inductive step, we're going to assume that our formula holds for some value k. So here I've plugged in k instead of n into our formula, and then we want to, using what we assume, show the following, where instead of using k, I'm using k plus 1. So everything in white, I've replaced k with k plus 1, and that's how I've gotten the formula in green. And we can simplify this just a little bit by changing our k plus 1 into a k plus 2, wherever we see that. And so what I really want to show is this equation here in green, and in order to show that this equation in green holds, I'm going to start with what's in white. And so a very common technique that we'll use here is, starting with what's in white, let's take the left-hand side and make it look like the left-hand side of green. We know that these two equations are only different on the left by the term k plus 1 times k plus 2, so I've added that to both sides of the white equation. And now what's left to do to finish this problem is make the right-hand side of the white look like the right-hand side of the green. And so the first thing I see is, hey, I need to make everything a common fraction divisible by 3. So I'm going to go ahead and take my two terms on the right-hand side of the white and combine them into a common fraction divided by 3. Really what I'm doing here is I always have the right-hand side of green in the forefront of my mind, and I'm trying to get there with the right-hand side of white. And here we can see there's actually just really one last step, which is I can actually factor out a k plus 3, and then I'll get the right-hand side of what's in green there. Make sure to like and subscribe and let me know what you want to learn next.